into what the bill did and did not include. The $6 million required to maintain the Hoosier state line for 2 years was not included in the state budget plan approved. As News 18 previously reported, this is one of 2 Amtrak lines that run from Indianapolis to Chicago. Legislators from around the viewing area have been very vocal about this lack of funding. They've come together to fight hard in these last few weeks of the session to get it into the state budget, but with no success. They say losing the line will be a major loss to constituents. They're also concerned about losing jobs at the Amtrak maintenance facility in Beech Grove. Service is scheduled to end July 1st due to that lack of funding.
And a quick update on how some other bills have fared at the State House. A bill to lower the age at which an attempted murder suspect can be tried as an adult has failed. It was proposed after a school shooting in Noblesville last May, where the 13-year-old suspect had to remain in juvenile court. A bill to create an amnesty program for unpaid traffic fees was approved. It will allow people to pay lower fines than what they were originally issued in some cases. The bill was co-authored by local Representative Sharon Nagel. Also passing a gambling bill that legalizes sports betting in the state, as well as opening the doors for new casinos in Gary and Terre Haute.
Another important pass, a bill to create harsher punishments for drivers who pass a stopped school bus. State Senator Randy Head wrote the bill after 3 young children in his district were killed as they boarded their school bus. It raises the penalty of recklessly passing a stopped school bus from a Class A misdemeanor to a Level 6 felony.
Schools have been very cooperative. A lot of schools have been getting cameras and redoing their bus routes with an eye toward safety since this happened. And a lot of good things have come from this horrible, horrible tragedy.
He also says that he's been in contact with the family of the children who were killed. He says they had, quote, tears of joy knowing that the bill was successful. Hoosier lawmakers also voted on a historic increase in education funding during Wednesday's session. More than $500 million will be used to fund K-12 education in 2020 and 2021.
The new budget will increase school funding by around 2.5% each year for the next 2 budget years. But the increase still falls short of the 9% education advocacy groups estimate is needed to boost the state's average teacher pay to the midpoint of surrounding states. The budget will pay off $150 million of schools' teacher pension obligations. The payoff will be funded from state reserves. It would help save schools up to $70 million per year, while State Representative Sheila Klinker says there is still work to be done on the budget.
We do want to make sure that those dollars go to teacher pay raises where it's supposed to go.
An additional $74 million each year would be used for various statewide education programs. This includes various grants and teacher training programs.
And Purdue University got a major win from lawmakers. The state budget includes the funding Purdue President Mitch Daniels asked for to rebuild the veterinary teaching hospital.
The university will receive $133 million for 2 different capital projects on campus. $73 million will go to the new vet teaching hospital. The current facility was built in 1959 and is no longer up to regulations, and the program was at risk of losing its accreditation because of it. The new price tag for the hospital is $108 million. Purdue President Mitch Daniels says $35 million has already been raised. Daniels says the university was treated well in this bill.
I think it's probably fair to say this is the most successful session of the General Assembly for Purdue in memory. Principally because we not only secured support for 1, but 2 major capital projects, and I just don't know when that's ever happened for any state university.
That second project is Purdue's new 145,000 square foot STEM teaching lab facility. $60 million was included for that building. However, Purdue was not awarded the $2 million requested to grow programs at Purdue Fort Wayne.
And Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb weighed in on the conclusion of the session, saying in part, quote, with the investments we'll make over the next 2 years, we'll be able to make our strong state even more so. We're making historic investments in K-12 education, expanding our school safety efforts, and implementing all the recommendations to improve our child's services. We passed a bias crimes law and modernized our tax code. We'll help more babies reach their first birthdays. Indiana is now on a roll.